invest in Invesco QQQ, a fund that gives me access to NASDAQ 100 innovations like CGI.
What's going on, Razuno? I will be there shortly. Just waiting for a couple people to get in and drop the link for everyone. All right. Kind of stoked about the fact that we got 2 games tonight in 2 different sports. Definitely excited about that. I love short slates to begin with, and then having it in 2 different sports is great. The only thing that's problematic right now is got Prize Picks, and I got 2 damn credit cards on there already. One was like a prepaid card when my debit card wasn't working, and then my old debit card, and I tried to deposit, and it's like, no, you got 2 cards already, so you can't deposit it anymore. So you gotta wait 2 days. So I guess I'm not playing on Prize Picks. So they can, whatever. I guess they can fuck off. Yes, sir. Definitely some mix and match sport time. I had to do it over on Thrive. I was not happy, but by the time I released my video today, both the plays were down immediately. And then when I got some money on there today, one of them was bumped, which I'm fine with, and the other one was just gone. What's happening, brother? All right, got a couple in here. I'm gonna let them trickle in, hopefully. Let's pull up the slates and just get going. We'll get people in as they come. You guys got a preference? You want to talk NBA or NFL first? Either of you guys? Let's see here. Drop this to everyone quick. Oh, yeah, this shit with Prize Pick is so annoying. NFL bet, what's happening, throwbacks. NFL always seems, bro. Okay, so here's what's going on with the with the NBA right now, and it like literally makes me so sad, like for like what I'm doing as my like job right now. It's so disappointing every single day when people just like fail over and over and over and over by the hook, like blowouts, bad coaching. And it's like, I get we're only 20 games in. Right now is really where we should be starting to form a baseline, and people should be starting in to get into like the full season shape and be able to, go for their full allotment of minutes and be useful for their full allotment of minutes. Right, it is the beginning of the season, but like people automatically get all bummed about it. It's like, believe it, I'm losing money too. Like, it sucks. Exactly. Look at the Lakers. They're fucking look great, dude. They look. Last night there was a patch in that game of like 40 seconds. I believe it was like before the end of the first quarter. With like it was like a Reeves AD section, and then on the other side some other fucking craziness going on. Yeah, exactly. People are. it is first time gamblers and they're angry as hell, and it sucks because like yes, Russ too, bro. Acceptance off the bench is so huge, man. Being just like a six man and just dealing with that and like taking that position and running with that shit, like being nothing wrong with being like the Jordan Clarkson of your team, whatever, I mean, we can't all be better than that, but all right. Dude, Russ has been hooping. I'm not gonna lie, AD, LeBron, all three of them have looked solid for the last couple of games since Bron has been back. That's about right for me too with throwbacks. I've been betting on and off since like 2000, probably like 2008, but like way heavily for the last 10 years now. So, um, okay, so we're gonna do the NBA, or you guys want to do who you said NBA or NFL first? NFL. All right, so let's. Okay, we got NBA game. We got plenty of time for both. So yeah, we'll do the NFL first. So, is there any picks you guys are on specifically that you feel are like best plays of the day kind of thing? Is Jacoby Myers playing for sure? Let me look on FanDuel and see. Because I know this morning he was questionable. Yeah, so first half, man, first half looks are good for blowout games. First half looks are not good just because it's like people are like, oh, just because first half, I'm just going to take first half because they've been better in the first half. Like, no. You take a first half line in a game where second half, there's going to be a reason why they won't perform. Like, they're going to get benched. Allen completions, we'll get to Josh Allen. There's a little bit of Allen that I like and a little bit of Allen that I really don't like. I want to find out this Jacoby Myers news because that's big. If they don't have Jacoby Myers, that changes a lot for the Patriots and how they're going to game plan tonight. Jacoby Myers is questionable, expected to play. Beautiful. All right, so we got Jacoby in. We got Damian Harris out. Okay, so the way I see this game being played out, is there any no, there's no other injuries. The way I see this game going, honestly, is Patriots want to run the ball as much as they can to keep Josh Allen and the Bills off the field. Josh Allen and the Bills are going to do their thing every time they're on the field. They're going to pass, and either they're going to blow the shit out of them, and that thing came out so gay, wow. They're going to blow them out terribly, or New England is going to find a way to make their strategy effective. I know, that's straight death, bro. That not acceptable. But New England's either going to find a way to make their strategy effective and keep them off the field, or it's not going to work and they are going to get just destroyed, I have to watch my wording. So, given that, Ramondre Stevenson obviously is a big part of the Patriots. He is like probably one of the better looks in the game today. You can look at the natural look. Is there a win tonight? Good question. I have not looked into the weather. I did not even think to look in the weather. Where is the game tonight? I guess it's out east either way. So, NFL weather. Hopefully Kevin Roth has something up. Oh, I should have done Roto Grinders. That's okay. So 9-mile-an-hour wind, 35 miles an hour, or 35 degrees and clear. So no weather. Nothing that's going to affect anything after. I mean, once it's over 15-mile-an-hour gust, it becomes maybe an effect when it reaches upwards of 15 miles an hour, and the gusts are even higher. But like this game here, the Bears-Packers game coming up, 17 miles an hour, depending what the gusts are in that game, it could be a problem for throwing the ball coming up. So, but until 15, 20, I don't worry. It's in Foxborough. Okay. So, yeah, I think Bill is going to come in well game planned for Josh Allen tonight. Obviously, he normally is one of the best prepared coaches in that aspect, I think. So, best I mean, if I'm Bill Belichick, the best way I'm looking at this definitely is to put the ball in Ramondre's hands, keep it out of Mac's hands, and like if he can limit Mac's attempts tonight, it would be best. Fresh off work, that's what's up, bro. Fresh at work. Well, not really fresh at work, but back fresh at work. Uh, yeah, Bill is always up to some bullshit, though. You know, he really is. You think the Pats try to take? Well, they're gonna take away the number one. So I mean, Diggs probably is the one who's gonna get the attention on him. It could, honestly, they could look a little more into Gabe Davis as somebody they don't want to let them beat deep, and they'll get beat shallow by Diggs on those routes instead. So depending, it could be a huge Davis game. Otherwise, if they want to take away the long ball on Gabe Davis and they want to give Steph all the underneath routes, then it could be a big Steph game, especially in like a PPR format. So like on Prize Picks, I believe it's PPR, right? Yeah, it's a point for a catch. So it's gonna be one of it's. I mean, there's a possibility it's Isaiah too, but let's take a look at the lines and let's see. So, well, first let's do this. Let's head over to the the DVP tool, defense first position, and let's kind of see where the wide receiver comes in against the Patriots today. So as far as yardage goes, Singletary attempts looked low. Okay. And I have some thoughts on Singletary today too. I normally don't touch him, but I might have interest in Singletary today. So wide receiver against the Patriots. Oof. So they're a middle of the road matchup. Pats are right here. So they're allowing 15. They've allowed 1,500 yards. The top is 2,100. The bottom was 1,300. So they're closer to the bottom end than the top. So the wide receivers in Buffalo don't have a great matchup. Let's see if Josh Allen has a better matchup. Let's look at his passing. So passing yards for the quarterback against New England. Also towards the bottom. So if we look at Devin Singletary matchup, this is a bad one. Pretty sure this is a bad one, at least for the rushing yards. Let's just scroll towards the bottom here. Okay, so they're a bottom 6, bottom 7 maybe. For Singletary, they're about a bottom 7 for Allen, about a bottom 10 for the wide receivers. So pretty ugly matchups for everyone. Let's check out Knox and see what kind of spot he is in. Let's look at the receiving yards against New England. New England's defense is solid. Where are they at, man? Right there, middle of the road. 503 yards. Top is about 1,000. The bottom is 300. So again, closer to the bottom than the top. Let's check out the other way. Let's check out what New England is working with. So Mac Jones, passing yards versus Buffalo. Top 10, top 12 matchup. Middle of the road for Mac. Let's take a look at. Let's skip over the running back. Let's take a look at the wide receiver matchups. So receiving yards against the Bills. Top 10. So we're getting some. So it might look like we might have more plays on the New England side of the ball actually tonight. Let's check out Hunter Henry's spots against the Bills. Receiving yards against Buffalo. Okay, so that is not a great spot for Henry. Gonna go under with Knox as well. No Von Miller tonight. Okay. So that's definitely going to have a little bit of effect on how these stats look overall. As a whole, the defense isn't going to change too much, but there's going to be a lot less pressure. And as far as the defense, I want to see how both of them look as far as like general turnovers go. Here goes fumbles. Sure, we'll go with both. So interceptions, Buffalo. Okay, so Buffalo's turnovers, they've been getting a lot of turnovers. So Mac Jones, okay, same with New England. So Mac Jones and Josh Allen, I like to throw an interception tonight. If that prop comes up for either quarterback, I would slam the over on both. Let's start by taking a look at both the quarterbacks and their interceptions, I guess. So let's take a look at Josh Allen. So Josh Allen's interceptions minus 142 to the over, plus 107 to the under. As I suspected, Vegas also believes he is relatively likely to throw a pick tonight. I think it's going to be pretty similar with Mac, minus 144. So basically the exact same line from Mac and Allen tonight to throw an interception. So let's check out if Prize Picks has either of those. Yeah. You can't deposit shit, can I? Because get rid of my card. Get rid of it. Damn it. Not depositing shit. All right. Mac Jones interception? No. Okay, unfortunate. Josh Allen interception. I don't like this as much, but I do think he is going to throw a pick. Wow, can't get any love on either of those, really. Good lines, too. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate. All right. So someone brought up the, what was it? I can't scroll. Why is this? Josh Allen completions. That was Mitchell who brought that up. All right, let's check that out for you, Mitchell. So Josh Allen completions. At 20, ooh, minus 164 to the over, plus 123 to the under. So do they have Josh at 21.5 here? Right, though? That's a number right there. Yes, they do. So that seems like a really good spot. Again, Josh Allen's matchup isn't great. Let's look at it one more time. Let's look at completions now instead of yards. We're looking at yards before. So we're going to go to passing. We're going to go to completions versus New England. Let's see if this is any better. Worse. Second worst matchup in the NFL as far as completions go. So you got some conflicting information. So really the question comes down to, is that the public being incredibly wrong, slamming that over because it's Josh Allen, and they don't realize that Buffalo is in an awful spot when it comes to Josh Allen specifically. So either Josh Allen is that good that Vegas and the bettors firmly believe he's going to go over. The Pats have had a relatively soft schedule. Let's take a look at the schedule and just peep it out real quick. So, all right. Let's see. What have they had so far? Dolphins got their asses beat. Steelers, okay. Ravens got their asses beat. Packers, we clawed by them. I'll take that. Good shit, Packers. All right, they shut out the Lions. That's kind of crazy. Browns. That's kind of interesting that they smacked the Browns around like that. The Bears, I mean, that doesn't make sense. Jets, Colts, Jets. Yeah, so the last 5 games have been pretty soft for sure. This is a divisional game. That was the next thing to bring up. So, again, I think this is going to be a lower score, ground and pound type game. If we check the lines for the running backs both, we'll kind of see where that leaves us. So let's look at Singletary first, because I do have interest in Singletary tonight, but I don't have any interest in his rushing yards. So his rushing comes in at minus 106 to the over, minus 123 to the under at 51.5. I think that's pretty accurate. I don't see him getting much over 50 yards. I think they're going to try to go pass heavy on the Buffalo side, but I do really like this line strictly for the fact that Singletary has seen at least 2 targets per game. He's seen at least 1 reception in every game this year. So this is set at 1.5 pass receptions. It's at 2 on Prize Picks. Minus 194. This morning it was minus 212. So the line has barely adjusted. Nobody is betting the under on this line. So no one is thinking he's going under 1.5. Therefore, he is most likely going over 1.5, meaning excellent push equity, if nothing else. Allen rush yards on Thrive is gone. That's why you can't find it. They took it off because it was a slam dunk, and they were going to get their shirts taken if they left that lineup. So that is gone. So the Josh Allen line, that if you're looking on rush yards, you're going to have to take it on Prize Picks. I love this line. I do personally like this line a lot. If we take a look, I think New England's going to get some pressure tonight. I think that because of how bad Singletary's matchup is, they're going to rely on Josh's legs a little more. I think Singletary's going to struggle to run. I think he's going to do better in the air, though, like I was saying. So this reception line is set at 1.5. It's at 2 on Prize Picks. I love it for at least a push. I think he can hit it, but worst case scenario, it just drops you down a player. You could take the yardage for receiving if you don't want to push, if you want to just take it, or if you're looking at Thrive. I like the minus 146 over on the 11.5 receiving yards. That is a lock. So thanks for Thrive for letting me deposit. No thanks to Prize Picks that I was really looking forward to playing some of those props they had, but I guess not. So we're going to take Singletary. Oops, not that one. Absolutely not. Over 11.5. Ho! Ramondre, yeah, bro. So this is why Ramondre's at 5. I'm going to show you why. Ramondre is still a steal at 5. I'm going to tell you, he's gonna hit 5. He's going to push that line, I think. Worst case scenario. I definitely see a cash at 4.5. So that would imply he's getting 5. Let's look at the line for Ramondre. I'm sure it hasn't changed. So Ramondre Stevenson, it has changed a little bit. It's gone down a little bit. So it's minus 150 to the over 4.5. That is still some like glaring value where you don't like shrug that off. You have to look into that play. So considering the volume he has been getting, if we look at Ramondre and his receptions, like, come on, guys. 8, 7. We got the outlier 3, 6, and 9. Yeah, Josh Allen completions is fire, no doubt. We've looked at that, established that is a play to take. Let's see if they have that on Thrive. I doubt they do. Nope, of course not. And they took away his rushing yards on me. Stevenson over receiving yards, that is the other play. I prefer the, not even a prefer, but I mean, I do prefer the over receptions opposed to the over receiving yards, just strictly based on the line. I mean, you're looking at a minus 117 to the over on his receiving yards, and you're looking at a minus 150 on his receptions. So the receptions are a far better play, according to Vegas, like far better play. If you can't get them and you're taking it on Thrive, the receiving yards is certainly okay. I am not going to fight 37.5 receiving yards. Oh, they offered 4.5 receptions. Let me get that. I'm going to lock this in before they take it away like they have all day long. Let's quick look and see if there's anything else. Anyone else have anything that's like a great standout play? Ramondre's rushing yards even look good just because, like I said, I think it's going to be ground and pound for New England. And Singletary looks good in the passing game. His receptions look really, really good. Minus 194 over 1.5 receptions. It's at 2 on Prize Picks, but this is implying 2 at over 1.5 anyways. So it's implying a push odd of 194, therefore a hit odd of probably closer to like minus 150, which is the exact same as his receiving yards at 11.5. So it's a horse apiece. If you like the receiving yards more, you can certainly take that. We're definitely getting to NBA. We're going to talk NBA. I'm going to try and mix and match. I already have a mix and match that I put in earlier on Thrive. This is what I put in earlier. Took Dinwiddie, Luka over on both their PRAs, Singletary and Ramondre on their receiving yards, but now that they have Ramondre's receptions, I'm going to take that as well. I'm not much of an under better, but I will look at Jonnu for you. Let me get this 2-man locked in, though, like I said before. They take the... Oh, hell no, dude. Yeah, here it is. I was going to say. I know they didn't. Where's the... Oh, my God. Did they take the 4.5 away in the amount of time I just clicked off? Are you serious? Dude! You guys see that? I just lost my 4.5 because I decided to refresh the goddamn page to show you my thing. That sucks. Dude, that's a little shitty, you know, how fast that shit disappears. It's like they're watching me, like waiting for me to drop my whole bankroll on that 2-man or something. For real though. Like, you know, that was, I don't believe in coincidence quite like that. So bring it back out. Bring the 4.5 back out for me. I know you're watching. Bring it back out. I had it fair and square. All right. So I think that's about all I've got since I don't have a second play. Now I can't spend any more money with you, Thrive. If you don't bring back out the over 4.5 for me. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I need to turn my AC off. It's freezing. Oh, Florida is so confused whether it's hot or it's cold. Damn, I should make some mozzarella sticks. Speaking of which, hungry for some mozzarella sticks. Yeah, that shit's crazy, man. That's like really fast for some shit to disappear. It just came up. I was just on here before I went live looking at props and it wasn't there. 4.5 was not there. Now 4.5 is there and gone. So in the matter of minutes. So let's check this one more time. Let me guess. So yeah, you guys gonna say you're gonna take this away from me too? Come on, baby. Oh my God, they really did me like that. That's crazy, man. Literally the 5-second special. And I had it, dude. I had it too. That's the sick part about it. You know, and I even said I should lock this 2-man in. Mistakes. All right, so let's see if there is any other plays that look especially standout-ish. So on Prize Picks, what we've got: Allen receptions. It's really unfortunate I can't play. If anybody wants to play, if anyone who's got like Apple Pay or Zelle wants to play a lineup for me, I can Apple Pay them or Zelle now that I got my damn debit card. I just can't play on Prize Picks because they can't let me delete my own shit. Apparently they gotta do it for me. So, okay, we got Josh Allen, then we got Ramondre over 4.5. That is definitely the look, since we know it's the look now that they're stealing it away. Oh, bro, you are a player. Throwbacks for real. I just want to throw in one $5 lineup, and I will get your info, and I will send you that cash right away. Actually, after I'm done with the stream. Um, all right, so we got Josh Allen, we got Ramondre Stevenson over 4.5 receptions. I don't mind the over receiving yards at 34.5 either. Totally fine. I really don't mind this either because I think it's gonna be a really rush heavy game script for them as long as they don't get behind early. Yeah, no. Before you lock that in, I'm gonna give you a bigger one throwback. So I'm gonna give you I'm gonna try to find two more plays that I like, probably like two NBA plays, and try to make it four man. Um, the attempts, I think the attempts are a fine play. Um, so definitely want these two plays in my lineup, though. There's no question about that. Who else has got something that looks good? Yeah, I'll send you a DM, bro. I appreciate that, throwbacks. You are a fucking player for that, for real. Josh Allen rush yards. That is a great play as well. Let's look up the line. Let's make sure it hasn't moved big time. This morning, that looked fantastic, though. You could take completions at minus 164 to the over. I do think they're going to be pass happy. So the rush yards jacked up to 45.5 on the books, still minus 138 to the over. Honestly, the book says completions are a little bit better, but I like them both equally. I mean, if I could play them both, I'd be playing them both. If I had either one available to me over on Thrive, I would happily take it. Thrive. You could add that on for me. Or Ramondre, maybe. I'm going to refresh this and hope he comes back one more time. And then I'm going to move on. Done with them if it doesn't come back. Come on. Be the... Oh, wow, dude, it's gone. Okay, whatever. I'm over it. I don't like Stevenson anytime touchdown. I really don't. So I'm going to show you a couple reasons why I don't like that. First, we're going to look at the book. That's always the first go-to move. So let's look at Ramondre's touchdown. So Ramondre's receiving touchdown is plus 109. His rushing touchdown is plus 336. Oh, sorry, backwards. That's Diggs. Ramondre Stevenson's receiving touchdown is plus 336. His rushing touchdown is plus 126. So his anytime touchdown would probably be about a plus 115 to the over, minus 150 to the under-ish. So I definitely don't like that. And then I'm going to show you the matchup he has today as far as what it looks like for touchdowns. So if we look at running backs and we go to rushing touchdowns, we'll look at the receiving ones as well. But rushing touchdowns against the Bills, they've only had 8 scored this season. So that's not even one a game. Not a spot I'm interested in. The receiving touchdowns for the Bills is at 2. So even between rushing and receiving, they haven't allowed a touchdown a game to the running back, anytime touchdowns. So that's just not a play along with the book line that I'm interested in. There's just other plays that I think are safer. Yeah, that's for Josh Allen. Josh Allen rush yards is nice. Yes, it is. Josh Allen rush yards is definitely nice. Who the hell that is? All right. Yeah, we're definitely going to get to basketball. I just want to make sure there's nothing we're missing on the NFL game that's huge standout. So I did like the... Oh, yeah, I like the Devin Singletary completion and the receptions at 2. I know this does not look great, but I'm taking it because I think Josh Allen's going to be pressured. I think he's going to have to use his legs. Josh's going to have to use his legs a lot tonight, and I think he's going to be dumping the ball off a lot. I don't know. This line looks a lot stronger than the 11.5 receiving yards. And it's kind of weird how there's no correlation, but that's that. So we got Singletary over 2, Ramondre over 4.5, Josh over 21.5. I like Allen's rush yards over 44.5. That's a fine play. Jonnu Smith, we're gonna peak Jonnu Smith. I think he's gonna be our next target. Gabe Davis line is moved up a little bit at the 48.5 receiving yards, so that's viable. Hunter Henry. Okay, let's look at the Jonnu availability first off. So Jonnu Smith looks like he is playing, but went without a target last game. So Jonnu Smith over 1.5 receptions in the last 5 of 6. Yeah, last game he had no targets. So let me look at his game log. Ooh. This is this year? Really? Guess I wasn't aware of that. Let's look at Jonnu. That's interesting. And we're going to look at James Cook, too, because I saw somebody bring up James Cook. And then we're going to go right into basketball because I see everyone is talking about Luka. Obviously, people want to talk basketball, but I don't want to miss any NFL plays for those who want the NFL stuff. So let's look at – we looked at the matchup for Hunter Henry, and it was shit. So it's the same for Jonnu. He's got a bad matchup as far as it goes statistically. The books – let's see if they even have a line. They do. Okay, so over 1.5 pass receptions. If it's at 1.5 on Prize Picks, I like it. Let's see. Let's take a look. Oh, my God. Jonnu. Ooh. Yeah, I don't mind that one bit. I think that's a diamond in the rough play right there, guys. Jonnu Smith over 1.5 receptions. Looks pretty good according to the book. Let's look one more time and just double check the matchup. Tight ends, and we're going to look at receiving, and then we're going to look at receptions to the top. No way. There's a jump from 86 to 68. Holy shit, the Cardinals are bad versus tight ends. All right. Ooh, Buffalo's right up top. All right, so that Jonnu Smith is a very good-looking play, guys. I would certainly include that on your slips tonight if it's something that interests you. Looks fantastic. So last, we're going to look at James Cook, and then we're going to get on to basketball because, yeah, it's 5:30. James Cook. What has he got? One prop for 15.5 rushing yards. He's had one explosion game. If this is a blowout, I like James Cook a lot more. Get that garbage time. Minus 141. I mean, that's quite the line. It's quite the line. Let's look at the matchup one more time. We got running backs, and we're looking at their rushing yards versus New England. And it is a middle-of-the-road matchup. So that's something, if you're into James Cook, take it. I personally am not, but I can't say with that Vegas line and a middle-of-the-road matchup that he can't get 16 yards. All right. Yeah, so, well, the reason that Henry being at 2 is a huge difference is he's not cashing you without 3. You know, 3, Henry getting 3 versus Jonnu getting 2, if they're going to see split playing time, which I do see split playing time, that's kind of a big difference. Plus, I mean, the 2 is going to get you a push for Henry regardless, and a push isn't a bad thing. So, like, either way you go, I think it's fine to take Henry or Jonnu, but I do like Jonnu's line at 1.5, especially considering he's had so many receptions in every other game except for last week against the Vikings. So I think that would basically wrap it up. So let's get into this NBA game. You guys were talking Bojan Bogdanovic points. So I saw that come up a lot. Saw a lot of Luka rebounds, a lot of shit like that. So we will start in alphabetical order. Marvin Bagley first half PRA. All right, you know what? We'll just do it like this. We'll take some requests / do this in alphabetical order. Bagley's it goes by first name, so Bagley's going to be a hot second. So we'll look at him quick just because you're asking. Bohan under 2.5 what? Under 2.5 assist. That looks like an okay play. Considering it's a 1-game slate, it's an okay play. Bagley over 6 rebounds. This is based solely off the Vegas line. This is without digging into a matchup anymore. Based off the Vegas line, it looks okay. So a lot of lines are locked. It looks like, oof. Bagley is up, though. Let's take a look at Bagley. We'll go over to DraftKings and we'll look at the lines, though. So Bagley, Marvin, Starvin Marvin Bagley. Oh, okay. So he is minus 164 at 5.5. They have it at 6 on Prize Picks. If it's at 6, it's again, that's some serious push potential. I don't mind pushing ever. Get the hell out of here, Spencer. Bagley. 6 rebounds. I agree. There is some major push equity there. He has looked strong. Let's look at this. So I have starting lineups up. Marvin Bagley, starting center against Dallas. So we're going to bring up the center against Dallas. We're going to bring up rebounds to the top and scroll till we find Dallas. How bad is it going to be today for Marvin? Uh-oh for Marvin Bagley. Not good. Second worst matchup in the NBA. So, given that, I think the Bagley line is a little bit trappy, considering the matchup is absolute crap. That is the only reservation I would have on Bagley. He looks good the past 5, which means so little, but it looks good. Let's see who he's played recently and compare it to what he's got for a matchup today. So let's look at Bagley's last 3. The Knicks, Cleveland, and Phoenix. The Knicks, Cleveland, and Phoenix. Okay, here's Phoenix. Here's Cleveland. And here's the Knicks. So they weren't great matchups. None of those were great matchups, and he got it done. This is a much worse matchup. They're giving up 12 total rebounds to the center per game. Marvin needs over 6. So if he plays half the minutes, that would project that he would get half, which would be 6. So let's check out Bagley's minutes. Marvin Bagley game log. Come on, man. Let's take a look and see if he's played about half the minutes. 23, 28, 31, 21, 22, right about half. So yeah, because of the fact that there's blowout potential, let's look at first half for Bagley and see how his rebounds look first half, because I am intrigued by the line. What the hell was that? It sounded like a super chat or something, but I don't know what. Oh, someone subscribed. Right on. No Ivy. Okay, let's peep this. First comes first. I'm way ahead of myself, guys. All right, so Javen Ivy is a game time decision. Let me see if there's anything more official on FanDuel, because they don't update the site quite enough that I'm on right there. But FanDuel is pretty good about updating their stuff. So let's see what they have got for people out. No Cunningham. Ivy, game time decision, questionable. Pistons guard Ivy, questionable to play Thursday's game versus Dallas. Ivy remains in limbo. After 3 missed games with right knee soreness, expect Isaiah Livers to play more minutes against Dallas if Ivy is out. Okay, so we got Ivy game time decision, Cade out, and that looks to be it for injury, really. Bogdanovich might be the way to go. Bogdanovich is always really safe. Let's look at his matchup. So we got small forward versus Dallas. We're going to look at his points. So let's go to the small forward. Points versus Dallas. They're right there, a top 7 matchup or so, giving up 23 per game. Let's take a look at his minutes. Good thing I've already typed his long ass name out before. So yeah, blowout here. 33, 34, 35, 34, 35, 35, 33, 33, 34. Very consistent 34 minutes. So he's playing 75% of the minutes in the game. They were giving up 23 points per game. 75% of that is roughly 18. What's Bogdanovich's line? Bet you it's right about 18. That's how good these guys are. 18.5. See? They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They don't come to these lines by accident, you know? They don't make them up. They come by them by very logical reasons. So, this line makes perfect sense. It seems to be set absolutely perfectly. I think it's going to be a blowout again. So the question is, when the second half comes around, who plays? Who keeps seeing minutes? You know, like how many? Because look what happened last game with Bojan. 19 minutes. 4 for 6 from the field instead of 9 for 21, 7 for 18, 8 for 17, 10 for 18. We can't have another 4 for 6. You know, we can't risk that. So let's take a look at his first half. I know it's a fact. Okay, let's look at all of his lines again too. So Bogdanovich. Oh my God, they blocked him out too now. That is so damn frustrating. All right. Go over to DraftKings. No problem. No problem. He had 13 for... Yeah, I know, dude. It's sick. It's sick. All right, so let's take a peek. What they have. The lines here I don't trust nearly as much. So they have Bogdanovich points to the under at minus 110 to the over. Doncic still plays even with a blowout. How sure are you of that? Why would that be the case? Why are they going to put him at risk against Detroit when they're up 40 points? Unless I'm missing something that... Let's look Luka's game log up. I should have just looked up Dallas score. Okay, here we go. So let's look at which games are blowouts here. 127.99, played 35 minutes. Okay. There really hasn't been a lot of blowouts this season with them. There's not really any sample size, man, to say we got one other one, 137.96, and he played 30 minutes, so even less than that blowout. So there's really only been 2 blowout games, more than 7 or 8 points. So I personally don't see Luka playing minutes if it's a 30-point game or a 25-point game in the fourth quarter. Let's take a look at his lines. They're down, but we'll look on, I guess, on DraftKings. I forgot about that already. So Luka, minus 120 for over his points, minus 110 to the under, basically a coin flip. Let's see. His rebounds I saw brought up. Luka minus 125 to the over, So that looks a little better. Assist, minus 140 to the over. That looks good. Let's look at Luka assist. We're going to look full game. We're going to be looking at first half lines because they make way more sense, but we're just going to look for just in theory here. So they bumped his assist to 9. You see that? How it was the best line by a long shot at 8.5, so they bumped it to 9 because they're greedy. So yeah, they want that push real bad. This looks good though. Let's look at the point guard. Even though this is a positionless offense with him and Dinwiddie, they float. I did look this up earlier. He has a bomb matchup. Let's look at point guards versus Detroit. Bingo! Number 1 matchup for points. Dun, 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 dun. Got a winner right there. Let's look at the shooting guard in case he just happens to be playing shooting guard. 22 points. So it's down the list a little further, but it's not much of a difference. But he is their point guard, 27 points. So we're looking at, you can take the average at 25. And then you take in the effect is Luka. It's not the average point guard. So you add like 10 for that. Yes, I like Dinwiddie's PRA. We're going to take a peek at that. I want to look at rebounds for the point guard first against Detroit. This is for this first. Let's go back to this. For the Detroit for rebounds. Okay, they're a top 10 for Luka's rebounds. For his assist, he has a top 10 matchup. He has a top 1 matchup for points. So Luka's in a great spot. Let's look at Luka first half. Though he does look good for assists full game, it probably blows out, and then he's going to be dead in the water. I think if you think he's going to play 35 minutes still, by all means, fire away on Luka. Otherwise, I would be looking to the first half for sure. Stewart also and Dinwiddie. Okay, we'll look at them after Luka. So first half, 15.5 points. Basically 3 of 5. He hooked once. Let's look at his PRA, as he is an all-around player. Okay, so that looks a little better. He's hit that in 3 of 5. He's been very close in the other 2. He has a cake matchup for points. He has a cake matchup for rebounds. He has a cake matchup for assist. He has great lines for all 3. He is very likely to absolutely tear apart Detroit in the first half. Yes, I agree. So Luka over 24.5 PRA in the first half, I think, is a perfectly good look. Luka over 24.5 PRA. Let's again take a look at his PRA. Oh my God, fucking bring the lines back. No dice? Let's see. No dice. Okay, back over to here. Let's look at his PRA. All right, for Luka, minus 115 to both sides. Okay. I don't respect their lines anyways, so I don't give a shit. He's minus 150 or minus 140 on assist at 8.5, so we're going to give him 9 assists. He was minus 130 at 8.5 rebounds, so we're going to give him 9 rebounds. That's 18. So that would need how many? Cut that in half, so that's 9. So that would leave him needing 15.5 first half points. What is his first half point line? 15.5 on the money. I like it. All right, I'm on board with Luka first half PRA. I'm on board with that because I do think he can hit the points. I definitely think 16 points is definitely doable in the first half for him. Next, let's look at Spencer Dinwiddie. God, this is so frustrating. All right, so is there something specific with Dinwiddie, Mitch? Or just anything? It's a little harder to look on here. So Dinwiddie's points are even Dinwiddie's rebounds, PRA or assist. Okay. Dinwiddie assist is even. And Dinwiddie PRA is the one I took. Minus 110 to the over, minus 120 to the under. That's what DraftKings says. When I took it earlier, I believe it was closer to like a minus 130 to the over and minus 110 to the under. So kind of flip-flop from what DraftKings has now. According to DK, it's not the safest play. Let's take a peek. Like I said, we looked already for what shooting guards we're kind of up against. Let's look at the last 7 games specifically because of the injury situation with Cade. Looking at the whole season probably isn't fair because Cade was around for part of that. So let's look at the shooting guard, as he is a designated shooting guard. Tim Hardaway points, we'll look at that. Stewart block shots, so we'll look at that. Okay, so for the shooting guard, we're going to look for PRA. We're going to just look at general fantasy points. That's the closest comparison you can make. So in the last 7 games, Detroit comes in right here as about a top 10, giving up 42 fantasy points per game, which roughly equates to give or take 35 PRA, 36 PRA. If you looked at Dinwiddie's first half, he's at 12.5. Let's see what he's been. He's been taking care of business, so he's got a good matchup. The line suggests no, so it's kind of a roll of the dice. It's gambly. I wouldn't force anything. So personally, I'd probably stay away. I didn't really, when I bet earlier, I was rushing through it. I'm going to have to rebet these football picks. No, I don't even know what the hell to bet now, though. Because I didn't even consider the line on the game earlier. I rushed in. I was so happy to deposit money and play a game. And, so let me do this real quick. Over. And come on, baby, bring it back. Nope, no dice. 2x. Actually, we're going to look at NBA first half. Nothing. All right, so we're going to look at Isaiah Stewart next. Let me submit this bitch. 3x, 3.6x, 6 to get me 20. What? No, 6 does not make me 6. Whatever. Sure. Bitch! Ay. What am I dealing? What is going on in my life? Can't submit a fucking prompt even. More. Submit. Yeah, that looks better. Yes, I have money in my account. Thank you. Okay. 5. There we go. Now it's working. Okay. 6. Sure. So if I do 10, that makes me $25. Sure. That works. Okay. Back to basketball. So let's look at Prize Picks, and we're going to take a look at Isaiah Stewart and his blocked shots. So let's look at everyone with blocked shots today. We got 2 players up. We got Luka, and we've got Stu. Okay, so I hope they got their shit together and put the lines back up. Let's see. Of course not. Nothing. Nobody. No love. Okay. So let's head back over to here and look at the blocks. And then we will look at Tim Hardaway next. So blocks for, let's look at Luka, minus 110 to the over, minus 120 to the under. So basically flip the coin. And then we were looking at Isaiah Stewart, minus 135 to the over. I like it. I definitely like it. The blocks is a good look, and even with a blowout, I see Isaiah Stewart getting run. He's one of the players that I do see getting run even in a blowout. So I think his block is a very safe way to go. So let me get this out of here. So I got this because I'm going to send this over to someone to play for me. I want the best sixth play I can get. I really like Josh Allen. I really like Ramondre. I don't love Singletary, but the line says Singletary. I wouldn't take anything full game. I mean, Stewart. All right, we can look at Stewart. You're right, because Stewart, like I said, I think gets the run. Let's look at my free service because my paid one ran out the other day. Take a look at the NBA. And take a look at what my trusty go-tos have selected for Stewart tonight. Isaiah Stewart, 26.52 fantasy points. And on this site, I definitely take the mix of the two. Stu, 28, so about 27 and some change. What's he at? 20. Oh, that's too low. That's too low, I think. If he gets run, so let's look and let's just make sure that he does get run through blowouts. How the fuck do you spell Isaiah? No idea. Something like that. Something like that. I was right. Okay. All right. So last night, for example, 140 to 110. Played 26 minutes. This game played 13. I don't know why. It was a close game. Another blowout. 128, 112. Played 20 minutes. That's not what I like to see. No, but don't want to go back. Don't care. 116, 91. Played 33 minutes in this blowout. 128, 114, played 33 minutes in this blowout. Okay. 120, 99, played 27 minutes in that blowout. 130, 106, played 30 minutes in that blowout. So more recently, he's played less minutes in the blowouts than he's played in the past, in the earlier games in October versus November. So you're taking a little bit of a risk. Does he have a first half line for anything that looks good? He does have a first half fantasy score. There we go. All right, so let's look at the first half fantasy score. Let's look at what his PRA is at first off. Hey, we have lines. Okay, we have some lines. Isaiah Stewart, we've got him. All right, Isaiah Stewart, rebounds. Looks good. Let's see. Did Prize Picks jack it to 8 probably? Let's look at that. Let's get first thing first. Fantasy score. What time is it? Also 5:50. Okay. Fantasy score for Isaiah Stewart. So his PRA minus 120 to the over, minus 110 to the under at 18.5 PRA. Then you got to figure in how many blocks does this dude get a game? Blocks. 1 1 0 2 0 2 1 1. Steals 0 0 1 0 0 2 2 0. All right, so we're going to count for 0 steals and 1 block. So that's 3 points. How many turnovers a game does he have? 2 2 1 2 1 1 1 2 2. All right, so 1 or 2. So he's going to make an extra 1 to 2 points generally off of the blocks because he does have turnovers. So let's see what his starting position is labeled as, actually. Where are you at, starting lineup? All right. So, power forward versus Dallas. Power forward versus Dallas. Okay. No. And we're looking at fantasy score. Ooh, so yeah, Isaiah Stewart's in a great spot, man. He's in a great spot for score for points. He's in a great spot for rebounds. He's in a great spot for fantasy score. So, and his stats versus Dallas are pretty good. We can take a peek at his scores versus Dallas specifically. So that's something we're going to look up on StatMuse. So you would type in Isaiah Stewart game log versus Mavs. StatMuse pops up, and you got all the games he has played versus the Mavs in his career. So 28, 29, 29 minutes in the last 3 games. In the last 2 from 2022, we played 29, 29. StatMuse is majorly underrated. One of the best NBA tools you are going to find. Trying to get pizza. Okay, Bagley. Let me get back to him for you, because I don't remember what I said about Bagley's PRA. So let's take a look now that we have Lions back. Starvin' Marvin Bagley. God, that sounds good. Get a pizza, man. Shit, I'm hungry. Starvin' Marvin Bagley. PRA at 19.5. First half over probably is not a great play, but he is. Well, no, Isaiah Stewart is in a good spot. Marvin Bagley was not in a great spot. So I would not be on Bagley's first half necessarily, and I don't know if Bagley is a player who sees run during blowouts generally. If he does, then it's possible. So let's look. Blowout, 23 minutes. Blowout. Where are you? There's not many. 18 minutes. Blowout. 1 minute. Something else happened there. So no, I would not play Marvin Bagley tonight. I would not play anything of his probably, to be honest. Let me look if there's anything that really pops out. No, there's not. I think there was nothing for Bagley that really popped off the page. So that's an under, I think, if anything. It's probably more of just like a pass, to be honest. Under scare the shit out of me. Luka looks good from the assist. Luka looks good for points. Luka looks good for rebounds. If you're scared of blowout, take them first half. PRA looks okay. If you add up he's got minus 140 for points, minus 132 for rebounds, and minus 144 for assists. I don't know how that equals minus 127 somehow for everything, but let's add it up. So 9 assists, 9 rebounds is 18, 30 points is 31 points, 49. Yeah, so I definitely like the PRA for Luka. Full game is not an option, though, because of the blowout. It's just not safe. So first half PRA I do like for Luka. I like Isaiah Stewart for his fantasy score first half. I don't mind his points. He's in a good spot for that. 3 points. Luka's 3-point did not look good, man. That was the only prop that really didn't look good for Luka. So Luka's threes come in at minus 118 to the over, minus 111 to the under. It's like a 50-50. And let's look what Dallas gives up for 3-pointers to the point guard. So if we go to the point guard, we go to 3-pointers to the top, and we look for Detroit. Let's see how bad they are, or how good they are, maybe. Okay, they are the 3rd worst possible matchup for Luka for the 3. That's what the stats say, man. What happens is a totally different story. This is what the stats are saying. The book says no. The stats and the matchups say no. Let's look at Luka. Let me cheat this. Luka Doncic's game log versus Pistons. We pull up StatMuse again, and we look at all of his games. 34, 33, 33, 34, 35 minutes. So let's look at the scores. Curious enough, they're going to have to dig into these further, aren't we? Can we just click the date and see the score? Okay. Blowout. Luka played 34 minutes. This game. What the fuck was the score? Blowout. Luka played 34 minutes. Check this one. Not as big of a blowout. Luka played 33 minutes. Let's check this one. 2019, before Luka was like great. Not too bad. And he played 34 minutes. Point being, in his most recent game, 2022, he played in a massive blowout, 18 points. He played for 34 minutes, put up 26, 14, and 8. So he went ham. He put up a total of 32, 46 PRA. What do we need out of him tonight? 44.5, or was it 48.5? Average is 3 to 4. That was 3s. So we're going to look at that. It was 48.5. Okay, so yeah, he's averaging right in the wheelhouse we need him to be. Let me pull this back up. So 3-pointers against Detroit. So the last game he played him, he took 11 attempts. Good Lord. He made 2. Game before that, also in 2022, but early in 2022, so about a year ago, he took 9, he made 5. Prior to that, nothing really matters because it's not the same team even remotely. It's not the same player even remotely. So we're going to say, looking at the past 2 games in 2022, he's put up 11 and made 2. He's put up 9 and made 5. So he's probably got a coin flip chance. That's what the book says too. It's literally a flip of a coin. The matchup says no. This year, Detroit is better against the 3. So personally, I'm not going to be on that one. If you like that, feel free to take it. I don't hate it. It's certainly very possible that Luka drops fucking 5, 6, 10 threes. You know, who knows, man? This guy is crazy. He can make a lot of anything happen, especially against a team like Detroit. So, I mean, we saw what he did to like Golden State. You know, granted, he gets up for those big games. Okay. Was there anyone else? Tim Hardaway was the last name I remember being brought up, and that was about it. There was nothing specific brought up. So let's look at all of Tim's props. It's Timmy Hardaway. His PRA looks good, actually. Minus 134 to the over, plus 101 to the under at 18.5. Let's see what they've got him at on here. Oops. Let's look at full game. Because Tim Hardaway is somebody that I do see playing extended run in a blowout. So they've got him at 18.5. Hit that. Oh, wow. Yikes, dude. What? Does anybody know? Can anyone explain what's going on with this? Like, what the hell happened with these 4 games that Tim Hardaway had 7, 5, 6, and 6 PRA? So I'm definitely, like, not somebody who watches Dallas religiously, hasn't been playing much. Okay. Well, let's look at, let's look at, I guess, his stats against Detroit and see. Jesus Christ. Who am I looking at, man? Timmy Hardaway. Tim Hardaway Jr. Alright. So Tim has an No, that's not right. That's not right at all. So that's not going to work. That's why. My bad. Okay. Get rid of that. There we go. Okay. So, this game, last time they played was in 2021. It was a 10-point game. Tim played 36 minutes. The game prior was a week earlier in 2021. It was also a 10-point game. Tim played 26 minutes. He's got nothing since 2019 besides that, so there's not much useful information in the game logs for the past for Tim Hardaway, so that's probably somebody I'd stay away from. Right, Bullock's been starting, yeah. So, and Reggie Bullock is not somebody that I play. Boom. Jaden Ivey's going to play. Okay, let's see. Let me confirm this. I trust the information, but I've gotten some terrible fucking information plenty of times before. Available. Beautiful, man. Thank you for being on top of the news. Alright, so we've got Jaden Ivey. So let's take a peek at what Jaden Ivey looks like tonight. Time we got 6:03. Okay. So, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 15.5 points. Let's look at Jaden Ivey. Alright, so shaded under, flip, and this is Mega Juice, but it's an inflated line. So nothing really looks good for Jaden. It may help the potential blowout. Yeah, no Kemba. Nope. I looked for that one too. He is out again. So for Ivy, you could look at his assists. Let's take a look what his last ones look like and see who he's played. Ooh, he's looked strong in the assist game. So let's look what they should have him labeled as a shooting guard, I assume. Yes. So let's look at the shooting guard versus Dallas when it comes to the assist. All right, top 10, 12, top half of the league for sure. They're giving up 5 assists a game to the shooting guard on average. So 4 might be a little high. Talking about Kemba? I think he might mean like a starting debut. I don't know. Who knows? So yeah, I think that's kind of covered everything interesting. Let's scroll through these lines one more time. Let's see what's moved. All right, so here we got some big movers. So Bogdanovich, PRA. Ivy was off the bench last game, right? Okay. So Bogdanovich PRA has bounced up to minus 143 to the over. So let's look into that matchup one more time. Bohan is a small forward versus Dallas. We looked at this already, and it was good. Small forward. We're looking at just general fantasy points versus Dallas. Yeah, it's top 10. So Bogdanovich is definitely someone who is in a good spot today. And with Ivy back, there's a little bit more hope. Like whoever that was that said, there's maybe a little more hope for the blowout now that they've got Ivy playing. Who the hell was I just looking at? Bogdanovich. Oh, let's look at. Speaking of Bogdanovich, his first half normally looks really strong, so this might be an ideal spot to go to his first half. Let's look at his PRA. So he's missed twice, and it's been by a hook and by 1. Is this fantasy score? Oh, it's fantasy score. I meant to click PRA. All right, so he's missed it by a hook 1 time. So this is probably the lock of the day for the game. Bogdanovich over 12.5 PRA. If you looked at his first half points, same thing, but the thing is with his points, if you look at what the line on points is, minus 120 to the over. minus 109 to the under. And if you look at PRA, you got minus 143. So they're obviously expecting some secondary stats. His rebounds look very strong, minus 143 also to the over 3.5. So count him for 4 rebounds. Assists plus 101 to the 2.5. So we'll count him for 2. So that's 6. And he is slated for about 19 points. That's 25 divided by 2 is 12.5. That's the line. 12.5. Yeah. You know, I don't see why he can't hit this. If you like points better, you can certainly take points. Let's look at the points specifically for him. If we look up just points against Dallas. Oh, top 5. Top 6. So maybe you're right. You might be right, man. Mauricio, you might be on something here. We have not looked into DFS yet. No. We can certainly do that. So 25 points per game to the small forward, which would be Bogdanovich against Dallas. Again, if we look at it as PRA in general fantasy points, which is basically an equivalent of PRA, it's about a top 10 at 43. So you can take it either which way you like, but I would say stick to the first half just to stay safe. I probably will lean towards the PRA. So let's look at DFS. His 3-pointers look really good. Let's see if Dorian has a 3-point line. Does. All right. So I would fire up DFS over. Let's take a deep dive in, a little take a peek here. Against Detroit. Sorry, guys. Against Detroit. Wow. Not a great matchup. Only 2.53s allowed per game. So DFS has a good Vegas line for the threes at minus 143 to the over. But the matchup says everything opposite about it. His rebounds look no good. His assists look no good. So I probably would stay off DFS unless I was going to his 3-pointer, and I don't love that necessarily. Isaiah Stewart, we talked about. We like Isaiah Stewart's rebounds. We like his first half PRA and fantasy points. What else was there that we really pulled out of this? We liked Bogdanovich first half PRA and points. We like Luka first half PRA and points. We liked Bagley's. No, it wasn't Bagley's box. It was Isaiah Stewart's blocks as well. Let me make sure that. Was it beef stew? It was Isaiah Stewart's block shots as well that we liked. So Isaiah Stewart's a big piece. Bogdanovich is a big piece. Luka's a big piece. And that's really kind of where the standouts. Yeah, that's about all there was. And then for the NFL game, the best pieces we found were Josh Allen rush yards, Josh Allen completions, Ramondre's receptions, Ramondre's receiving yards, Singletary's receptions, Singletary's receiving yards, Jonnu Smith's receptions, and if the interceptions come up for either quarterback, I like both of those. I like Buffalo's kickers field goal prop. I don't love Nick Folk, even though they take a lot of field goals. I think that if by chance they do get blown out, they're not going to have the opportunity to kick many field goals. That's the only reason I don't love Folk. I do think there is a possibility that he hits still, though. If anything, I would probably go to his kicking points. or maybe his fantasy score. Because if he kicks a 50-yarder, that's 5 right there, you know. So it's the same thing though. He'd need a 5 and another field goal to get the 7.5. So you might as well take the 1.5 field goals then, you know. So it's kind of going to bounce back and forth. The 6 kicking points was projected over. So let's check this again and make sure Nick Folk was still projected over 6 kicking points. 6.5 he's slated for the over. We do like first half Luka points. We prefer Luka's PRA first half. Yeah, we talked about kickers. I do like both. I prefer Buffalo's kicker. Bohan's first half points and PRA are both a good look. I think that's about it, guys. So I'm going to get out of here so I can pass on my one play that I'm going to make to my buddy who's going to look out for me, and I got to send some people some money. So, yeah, I'm going to get out of here, smash some mozzarella sticks, and get to it. Wish you guys the best of luck tonight. Till the next one, peace. Thanks, Throwbacks. I'm going to send you a card in about 5 minutes, man. I appreciate you. Good luck, everybody.